Let's go. What up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the SATS Show. What up, McLovin in the house? Hey, good to see you in here. Oh my gosh, I'm laughing because I'm over here watching memes and I lost track of time, guys. Sorry, I'm a little late. I was enthralled watching memes about random stuff. Anyway, hope you guys have had a great day. We're well past hump day. It's Thursday. One more day to go for the weekend. You're living for the weekend, right? But set up your life so you don't have to live for the weekend. SATS, plain and simple. Today we're gonna cover how to become a millionaire the easy way, right? Is it clickbait? I don't know. Stay tuned and find out. What up, J-Dub in the house? Welcome. Round of applause from the live studio audience for J-Dub. Also Leonard in the house. What up, Leonard? Round of applause from the live studio audience for Leonard as well. Never mind that it sounds exactly identical to the last one. It's. Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome to the show. Thanks for coming in live. If you guys want tickets to the show for a live filming of the stream, let me know in the chat and we'll make arrangements for you guys. They're limited, right? Limited seating, but you can, if you so desire, come and be part of the live studio audience and help me out with all of the real authentic rounds of applause from the live studio audience. Thanks again for being here, live studio audience. Thanks for being here. All right. Let's get this show rolling, guys. As you guys know, I'd like to get the show started by checking out. Wait, before we jump into the segment, shout out to Hard Hodl in the house. Welcome for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in today. I'm making bets that the ETF gets approved tomorrow. Oh, let's go. I think that's a good way to start the show. Let's do a poll. The poll is ETF tomorrow? Question mark? Yes or no? Let's go. Let me know what you think in the chat. All right. So let's jump into the first segment of the show that we like to call Set Strength. Today, the price of Bitcoin is $44,144. We're back up, baby. We're back up. I hope you bought that dip. I hope you bought the dip. If you didn't, it's okay. Just keep stacking. Keep stacking. Don't let the market maker manipulate you with this price shenanigans. Buy Bitcoin, take custody, repeat. Okay? Today, you can buy 2,264 Satoshis for a single dollar. What the heck is a Satoshi? A Satoshi is a fraction of a Bitcoin. It takes 100 million Satoshis for you to have one Bitcoin, just like it takes 100 pennies for you to have a whole dollar, right? So that's why it's important to highlight that. It means that you don't have to go all out and invest $44,000 to buy a whole Bitcoin all at once. You can start slow. You can start with whatever you feel comfortable with as little as, let's say, $5 or $10 worth of Bitcoin. And you get on your buying plan, you get on your DCA plan. You say we want to buy $10 a day, $20 a week, $50 a month. Probably got to do more than that, but it can be as little as that. Whatever you feel comfortable with to start enjoying the benefits and the properties of having the world's scarcest asset, which is Bitcoin, with all of the properties that Bitcoin has. Unconfiscatability, unseizable, I guess is a better way to say it, right? Shielding your wealth from inflation, right? And many other things, which we like to cover here on the show, slow and steady. So if it's your first time here, make sure you subscribe and hit that like button, boys, so we trigger this algorithm with the 3 people in here. Let's go. Anyway, let's say you're walking down the street minding your own business. You look down, you see a penny, you pick it up, and all the day you could have. Let's see. Ooh, is that refresh? 22 Satoshis? Yeah, almost 23 Satoshis. So 22 Satoshis for a single penny. I know. It's going to keep getting smaller and smaller, and you'll be able to get less and less Satoshis for a single penny because the purchasing power of the dollar, the purchasing power of the penny is going down against Bitcoin. Okay? All right. So I hear like buzzing in the background. Hope it's not on the show as well. All right, let's see what we have here with the. Oh, it's a dead tie. ETF tomorrow, yes, 50%. ETF tomorrow, no, 50%, but only 2 votes. I think it's a good time to ask Boltar. Okay, later today at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard, we're going to release the first episode of our interview with Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister himself. I saw him jump onto the Simply Bitcoin unconfiscatable news desk during one of the breaks. He was on there for like a couple of minutes, and the guy was super enthusiastic. And I figured, you know what? Let me reach out to this dude and see if he's willing to do an interview with me. He was. We did an interview. It's already been done. It's already recorded, and it's actually going to come out later today at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard. So make sure you look out for that. Hit that notification button so you don't miss it. And I need you guys to comment and watch the whole thing. And if you don't actually watch it, I need you guys to watch it and set it in the background. Okay? Set it in the background like I set in the background this. Oops. Hold on, not that. This.
We buy 1 billion more Bitcoin. And so today, you know, where does that end us with? Well, so today we have nearly $5 billion worth of Bitcoin. And if the money supply expands at 20% a year, that means we have a $1 billion investment gain a year. And we don't have to live in fear of the money supply expanding because we have actually converted our company from asset poor, in essence, from a bunch of people in one of those galleys where everybody's rowing as hard as they can, dragging a 500-ton weight behind you. And we've converted ourselves into a clipper ship where nobody's rowing. Well, we're still rowing a little bit, but we're rowing with the wind now, and we've got the sails up. And if the money supply expands at 10% a year, then that's worth $500 million a year. And it expands at 20% a year, it's worth $1 billion a year. And so the strategy in essence is you can't create or protect shareholder value unless you deploy your assets in a creative fashion in the face of monetary inflation.
Anyway, what do you guys think about that? I've been watching that all week. So it's Sailor Flow. 10 hours of relaxing Michael Saylor speaking about Bitcoin over a stream. Anyway, let's jump into the next segment of the show, which we like to call Why We Stack. I should have just let Michael Saylor talk over the Why We Stack segment, guys. Jeez. Anyway, so that's one of the videos I've been watching. It's pretty hilarious. But let's talk about how to become a millionaire the easy way. Okay? All you gotta do is buy Bitcoin as much as you can, as much as you're comfortable buying, and the more you can get, the sooner you'll be at your goal. Whatever your goal happens to be, whether it is to be a millionaire, whether it's to retire, whether it's to buy a boat, buy a house, buy whatever, move to a different country, whatever your goal happens to be that requires money, you can get to that goal sooner by saving in Bitcoin than any other asset class there is, and definitely sooner than saving in dollars. For the same reasons that Saylor was talking about just now. Because when you're saving in the dollar, the inflation, the rate of inflation of the money is holding you back from your goals. It's pushing the goals out further and further out in front of you until you get to the end of your life and you don't have enough savings to do what you wanted to do. You don't have enough. You never get to your goals because your money's constantly being devalued, right? And unless you're getting a 10% raise every year at work, your earnings are even being devalued, right? Because you're earning the same amount of monetary units, but those monetary units that you're earning are not able to purchase as much as they were used to be able to purchase, right? So you're losing on both ends. You're losing on the salary side, unless you jump jobs every year and get a 10% raise in that transition. And you're losing on the savings side if you're saving in dollars, whatever inflation is, whatever real inflation is, you're losing. If you're saving, if you're investing in a 401k, depending on what assets your 401k is holding, you're probably losing on that as well. Even if you're getting 3 or 4% per year, which I doubt, especially recently, you're not beating the real rate of inflation with that. So you're losing your money that you're putting aside that's supposed to be for retirement. It's actually also being eaten away by inflation. Okay, so the only way that you could work to become a millionaire in this day and age is to save in Bitcoin. Simple as that. Okay, it's not clickbait. It's the reality. That's the only way that you can be able to, as a regular person that just works, and needs to get into bigger assets that kind of shield themselves from inflation. Like even if you try to get into real estate, what's the cheapest real estate you can buy? Can you afford even a down payment on that? Right? You don't need a down payment to buy a Bitcoin. You don't need a loan to buy a Bitcoin. You just buy the Bitcoin you can afford, take custody of it, and that Bitcoin is now yours. It's going to give you the same benefits as owning property, except for you won't have to pay taxes on it unless you sell it. You don't have to pay repair fees on it. You don't have to have a broker. Oh, you kind of do, but not a real estate broker selling, not a real estate agent taking 6% between the two agents, or 5% between the two agents, the seller and the buyer. So you don't have to deal with all that stuff. You don't have to deal with maintenance. You don't have to deal with repair. You don't have to deal with trying to find somebody to rent your property so they can pay your payment for you. No. And even if you did, the money that you've invested in that real estate that you're not living in, that you just have like as like a rental property, yeah, you're getting positive income, right? You're getting flow from that. But the opportunity cost of having your money tied up in real estate is more, because you could have had that same money tied up in Bitcoin, and you're going to gain a lot more by being in a Bitcoin, even if that real estate has rent income, right? See what Jada was saying. I know you're making it more palatable, but we're not getting 20% raises, much less 10% raise. Yeah, exactly. Because that's what the real rate of inflation rate was last year. But I hear you, bro. Yeah, exactly. It's tough, right? How will my daughter buy a home in 10 years when my house is in Watts? Yeah, dude, that's so wild, right? That's so wild. Okay, and like in a few weeks, we're gonna have the interview that I shot with J-Dub. He's got a great perspective on Bitcoin as well. So that'll be coming up in a couple of weeks. So I gotta feed those out slowly, because it's good stuff. It's good stuff. And when you guys see that first interview with Adam, the Bitcoin Meister, make sure you guys put in the comments who we should interview next, and that's where I'll be taking my cues as far as who I ask to get interviewed. Okay, but yeah, exactly. 20% might be closer to the reality, and it's sad. It's a sad thing. And what's crazy is the whole system, I guess you could say, and when I say system, I mean like the whole the financial industry, right? Like the same people that are trying to put out the ETFs now. They went ahead and poisoned everybody's mind and told everybody that Bitcoin is bad, that Bitcoin is used by criminals, that Bitcoin is bad for the environment, and all this other nonsense. And now that most of the population, most of the people that are not that haven't taken the time to study Bitcoin, they just go by those one-liners and by those talking points that are now outdated, and the very people that promoted those talking points and those ideas are now trying to get those ETFs going, right? It's like they did it on purpose just to have an even bigger advantage over the general population of people to be able to stack, right? Because they know if people understood the significance of Bitcoin, man, like you'd have a lot more free people out there expressing themselves, you know, and you wouldn't have them pinned down and working at a job that's like never ending, and again, working for money that melts, right? Working for money that evaporates, unable to save, unable to plan long term because it's just you don't understand it, and you end up just like opting for things that are giving you immediate gratification, like just taking vacations on credit cards, doing things that are in the moment, right? In all aspects of your life, including in the things you create. There's less effort, right? You work just to get a buck and feed yourself and YOLO, right? It's that short time preference, right? So Bitcoin naturally builds you up into Bitcoin naturally transitions you into the mindset of that long term, that what is it called, the long time frame? Is that what it's called? Long term time frame, where like I've never been a saver, right? And once I discovered Bitcoin, I realized like, you know what, like, okay, I can save. It's not getting eaten away, and it's actually a way for me to grow my purchasing power. Then it really hits you. That's what I call like your real orange pill moment, when you finally understand that you have come across a thing that motivates you to save, because you realize that the money you're putting aside, or the value you're setting aside in the savings vehicle and in Bitcoin is actually working. Like I'm telling you, that feeling, like, you know, when you give somebody 1,000 sats and they look at it like, oh, no big deal, it's like 20 cents, right? And then a month later it's like 30 cents, and they're like, holy smokes, like that's a big jump in a span of a month, right? And speaking about jumps and speaking about pumps, I think we should move the show to like, I don't know, 10 o'clock. Because it seems like at around 11 p.m., about 11 a.m. Pacific, or was that 2 p.m. Eastern, when all the big bankers get back from their 2-hour lunch, and the Bitcoin price always goes up right before we buy for the show. So we're always buying the top. So anyway, it doesn't matter. We're buying the top again. And so let's jump into the stack recap to go over our stack for the show so far. All right. Oops, I forgot to switch the screen. No worries. Okay. We've restarted our spreadsheet, but we're still tracking our cumulative stack. We're currently at 11.268 million Satoshis. See, you could be a Satoshi millionaire in no time. Okay. We're actually a Satoshi multi-thousandaire this year. And today, it looks like the price of Bitcoin is above our average buy price. So today we're only going to stack $20 to our stack. Brian likes to fish. What up? Round of applause from a live studio answer for Brian. You've been buying Bitcoin week. Fantastic, Brian. That's super good. Super good. It's like, yeah, totally worth it. Totally worth it. I'm happy for you, Brian. Wait, I'm happy for you. It's a good move, dude. Really good move. Hard Huddle says, wish I could see a fresh interview of Andres Antonopoulos. Ooh, imagine. That would be fantastic. That'd be cool. My internet sweetheart. That's awesome. All right. Since we're restarting the stack, and today the price of Bitcoin is above our average buy price, today we will only be stacking $20. Right? So let's get into that. It's time. It's time to stack some SATS. as you all know, I stack over at Swan Bitcoin. You can go !Swan in the chat if you don't have an account set up with our affiliate link, and you will get $10 of free Bitcoin. There it is. Okay. We're doing $20 today. $20. Let me go over here to get that preview going. Preview. Let's screenshot my preview. There it is. Today's episode 132. Wow. It's crazy. Time flies when you're stacking, when you're having fun stacking. All right. Let me scroll this down so you guys can see the actual purchase we're spending. They changed it, guys. They used to charge you an extra 20 cents on top of the money you wanted, but now they're taking the fee and making your total amount 20. Interesting. What up, McLovin in the house? Round of applause from the live studio audience from McLovin. McLovin, we're gonna have an interview released. We're gonna have an interview that I did with Bitcoin Meister at 2 o'clock today. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification so you can go over there and watch that video, comment, do all that good stuff. Okay, here we go. Cut the music. Drum roll, please. Here we go. We're buying $20 worth of Bitcoin, including fees. Let's wait for it this time. Let's wait for it to actually go all the way through. Wait for it. Wait for it. Drum roll. 2 drum rolls so far. 2 drum rolls so far. We have an interview with three drum rolls in. Oh, sorry. Come on, Swan, do it. Do it. Do it. Drummer's getting tired, yeah. Drummer's getting a cramp. All right, I'm just gonna call it. I'll switch back to the screen once it actually goes through, but let's just see what it went through. All right, now we stacked, and what's next on the agenda? Right, move it to soft custody if you haven't already. I'm set up to move it to soft custody automatically every 0.01 Bitcoin that we accumulate. It just swoops it over to my hardware wallet, my cold storage. Okay. It's pumping. People are buying spot. Yeah. Can you tell the sound guy to check the levels? Oh, yeah, yeah. Am I not loud enough or am I too loud? Okay, let's jump into the spreadsheet and update it with today's buy. Oops, that's Michael Saylor chilling. We have 1, 4, 24. Today we're buying at 44,407. What? $20 worth. And we got 0.000445588 Satoshis. All right. That is our stack for today. I'm going to take this data and put it into our cumulative sheet. Man, that's a lot of stacks. All right. All right, that gets us to, on our main stack, 11.3 million Satoshis since May 2023. Well, May 22nd, 2023. We've bought 0.113 Satoshi, sorry, Bitcoin, and it cost us $3,745. If we were to go and try to buy the same amount of Satoshis today, it would cost us 5,000 weaker dollars, right? This is only here to show you that the dollar in essence has devalued 33% against Bitcoin since May, right? And probably more than that because we did a smash buy here in what's that? When we hit episode 100, we did a smash buy of 1,000. But even then, we're up. There it is. Did a smash buy at 35,000, and it's 45,000 now. It's wild, wild. Okay, so our current stack for the 2024 year, we're already in profits, right? We bought 319,000 Satoshis so far. We spent $140.40. And if we were to buy those Satoshis again today, we'd have to spend $141.26. Okay. So slow and steady. That's how it starts. We're doing this because I want you guys to see that it doesn't matter where you start stacking. The point is that you start stacking. Okay. This stack over here, we started at $5 a day, Monday through Friday, but it worked the same way that this stack is going to work. Okay. Just start doing it. Pick your schedule, pick your frequency, pick the amount you're going to do, and just commit to it and do it. And don't worry about the price. Okay. In the long term, as long as the gov continues to print money and banks continue to issue debt, they're expanding the money supply. And when they expand the money supply, they debase the purchasing power of the dollar, the purchasing power of your dollars. And that's why we save in Bitcoin. Super simple. Look at that. $34 trillion in debt and climbing continuously. Constant rug pull right here. Constant rug pull. Constant change of the rules of money. Okay. When you think about Bitcoin, one of the big virtues of Bitcoin is that it's fixed. It's a fixed supply. So you always know that if you're holding one Bitcoin, you're holding a percentage of the whole supply, right? Well, if you're holding $1, you're holding a percentage of the whole dollar supply, but it's constantly shrinking because as the supply grows, your percentage of the supply is shrinking. Okay, you might have the same monetary units, and it might even be going up if you're getting some kind of interest or whatever. But in reality, it doesn't matter because even though your monetary units are going up, your purchasing power is going down. So that's as basic as that, guys. Super basic. All right, let's get into some Q&A. If you guys have any questions, what up, everybody? Welcome to the stream. 6 concurrent viewers. What's going on? What's going on? Somebody must have said something. Like Buzz Lightyear says, to infinity and beyond. Exactly. That is where, depending which way you look at it, that is where the money supply, the M2 money supply is heading. And so it means your value, your savings divided by infinity, right? Your savings divided by infinity. So you lose. All right. Let's see. At 1 p.m., make sure, sorry, not 1 p.m., 2 p.m., so in an hour from now, make sure you guys go check out the first interview for the show here. We're starting a little interview series. We interviewed J-Dub, and we interviewed Bitcoin Meister himself, Adam Meister. That interview will be coming out today at 2 p.m. Please, guys, make sure you go there and watch it. Even if you don't sit through the whole thing, put it on in the background, watch it, and leave a comment, like it, all that good stuff. And hopefully we get some traction with that, get some more people in here to learn about the way, to learn about the Bitcoin, to learn about Bitcoin, to learn about saving in Bitcoin, and just to get a little motivated to do the research and study it a little bit more. That's all that I want to do here with this channel, is just inspire people to start to look into Bitcoin. Okay, and that's it. And remind them that any other coin is poop. Don't look at poop coins. Don't mess with any poop coins. Don't trade Bitcoin. Just buy it. Hold it. Sorry, buy it. Take it into custody. Take custody of it. So soft custody, your wallet, your keys, right? And live your life and go on with your life, or repeat. Figure out another way to make money so you can buy more Bitcoin. Okay, because when that ETF comes out, and when the halvings happen, and the halvings are going to happen every 4 years, right? The next halving is in April this year, right? It's coming up soon. The scarcity of Bitcoin will be more and more, right? And if you're holding it, it's like it's going to keep going up in value just based on the money printing. Don't dirty your hands with the poop coins. That's right, McLovin in the house. That's right. That's correct. Hard Huddle says, I saw Michael Saylor ad on your channel before the show. I sent BTC there. Oh, no. Oh, no. Nice. Hard Huddle, you got me with that one, dude. That's hilarious. All right. Here's a clue, guys. If you guys see any videos of like Michael Saylor or any other people that are talking about crypto or talking about Bitcoin, and they have like a banner like this, like I have around here, and it'll say like, send 1 Bitcoin here and we'll send you back 2 Bitcoin, right? Don't do that. It's a scam. Okay. I shouldn't have to tell you guys, right? But that's funny. I know that's what Hard Huddle's referring to. That's so sad. They'll take legit interviews, post them in a frame like this, and it's got like, it'll say like, send double your Bitcoin. Send me 1 Bitcoin. I'll send you 2. It's so bad, and it works, right? It works. Otherwise, these people wouldn't be doing it, and that's super sad. And there's nothing anybody can do to get that coin back for you. Okay, to get those SATs back for you. Okay, I'm laughing, but at the same time, I'm kind of sad, but because people got scammed. But you gotta understand that stuff, right, guys? It's Everybody's a Scammer is a good little article that you guys should look up. It's called Everybody's a Scammer. And basically all you should do, buy Bitcoin, take it into custody, get it off the exchange, and don't send it to anybody to double it for you. Don't stake it with any companies. Don't put it somewhere because it's going to give you yield, right? It's all a scam. Take your Bitcoin into custody, hold it. That's all you got to do. Super simple, okay? You're going to be, in the future, if this thing pops off like we think it's going to pop off, like the amount of, because if you think of it, of money as time, right? Basically your time gets multiplied as the price of Bitcoin goes up. As your Bitcoin savings increase in purchasing power, the amount of free time you're able to have it goes up, which is pretty incredible, right? I almost fell for that when I first started to. No, J-Dub, that's sad. It's true, dude. You're trying to figure it out. You're trying to figure out, okay, what's a good coin? And you look at Bitcoin, you're like, Jesus, 44 million or even 28,000. You're like, there's no way I can invest $28,000 in a Bitcoin. Let me look at these other things. I can't afford one right now. And you start looking at the altcoins, right? Because they're like, okay, if I just put $1 in this, I'm gonna get 1 million coins. Okay, let's do this one, right? And that's part of the grift, I guess you could say. That's part of the way they trick new people that are getting into the space. It's like, look, yeah, Bitcoin's cool. It's like the old tech, but this is a new thing, bro. And the new thing, instead of spending $25,000 to get 1 Bitcoin, spend $100. I'm gonna give you a million X coin or a million whatever coin, right? And you fall for that stuff, right? McLevin says, I fell for that when I first started. Only lost 0.1 valuable lesson. No way. Damn, that's harsh. I'm sorry for your loss, McLovin. That's see what I mean? It's real, guys. And unfortunately, people will get turned off at that point and then not ever look at crypto again, and never look at Bitcoin again, right? So McLovin had the fortitude to recognize his mistake and to understand that wasn't a problem with Bitcoin. That was a problem with him getting scammed, right? That was a problem with him not just him trusting that stream or whatever, right? But good on him for sharing that and for sticking to it and understanding where he went wrong and getting it done. So nice job, McLovin. Yeah, so it's pretty wild. So interesting stories, guys. And okay, so the interview with Adam, it's really exciting, guys. I set up the format so that we talk about different phases of his Bitcoin journey. So we start off with his journey into like how he discovered Bitcoin, how he got into it, and what was that process like, right? And then we talk about like what if you go back in time, like what would he tell himself, right? And if you go forward in time, what would he tell himself? And then we talk about like kind of like his Bitcoiner days, like he's a legit Bitcoiner, and things he's done, and as part now that he's understood how Bitcoin is, and he's been orange pilled and he gets it. And then we have another segment called like the your final, like give us your two SATs, and it's like just some advice for people that are out there trying to understand it and start their Bitcoin journey, I guess you could say. So the official slogan for the show, I'm going to change it. I'm going to say I'm going to take the slogan from my spearfishing show, and I'm going to modify it so to be Bitcoin Talks, right? And then we'll have the guest name, and then it'll say stories, insights, and tips to help you on your Bitcoin journey. Okay, so that's what's coming up at 2. Make sure you guys go watch that. That's all I got for you guys. At this point, I forgot to put on the closing out music. All right, boys. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thanks for all of the good vibes in here in the chat. I'm glad to see everybody in here chilling. And the stories, guys, it's wild, right? But stories is one of the best ways for us to learn lessons without having to experience that, without having to actually experience ourselves. So thanks for sharing that kind of stuff, guys. And I know it's hard to share that stuff, but we're not going to beat you up over it. We're going to take the lessons that you paid so much for and learn from your lessons, learn from your mistakes, and we appreciate that. We'll take it, right? So speaking of mistakes, make sure. So speaking of mistakes, if you're saving in dollars is bad for your wealth. Smoking is bad for your health. Saving in dollars is bad for your health. And if you ain't stacking, you're slacking.